He is nothing like Jesus Christ. In fact, Trump is not even a Christian. Trump is very clearly under demonic influence. I think Paula White probably put a spell on him of some sort.
So Candace Owens just dropped a bombshell, calling Trump demonically influenced and saying Catholics can't support him anymore. This is huge. Owens was one of Trump's most prominent black conservative supporters. When your own allies start using religious language this strong, you've lost the plot completely.
I mean, he is surrounded by, ironically, the very thing that he accuses me and Megyn and Tucker of being, because we're calling for peace. We're calling for peace, and he's like, these people are nut jobs.
The irony here is perfect. Trump's attacking people calling for peace in Iran while taking advice from Laura Loomer, who's literally been on psychiatric holds. Meanwhile, Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly, serious conservative voices, are suddenly the crazy ones for opposing another Middle East war.
And then he has people like Laura Loomer, who has been forcibly placed on Psych 5150 holds as his number one advisor. She's like, I'm advising him. We got Paula White, who's telling him he's akin to Jesus Christ, which is absolutely blasphemous. And he thinks these people are totally sane.
A 5150 hold means you're so mentally unstable that police can forcibly hospitalize you for 72 hours. That's Trump's top advisor, according to her own claims. Meanwhile, he's calling Tucker Carlson nuts. The complete inversion of who's actually stable here is staggering.
It is completely unhinged that he was deeply upset by the Pope telling him the truth. The Catholic perspective is that this is an unjust war, because it is, obviously. Okay, you can't just decide that you want to take things from Iran, or rather not decide, but Bibi tells you you're going to take things from Iran, and then you just do it and you put American lives at risk.
Catholic just war theory requires legitimate authority, just cause, and proportionality. None exist here. Netanyahu telling Trump to attack Iran for Israel's benefit while Americans die fails every theological test. The Pope's literally doing his job, calling this out.
And forget the part that you went against every single one of your promises, betrayed your base, betrayed the people that were out there trying to get votes for you, betrayed the Charlie Kirk, you betrayed Megyn Kelly, you betrayed Tucker Carlson, you betrayed me. I just, so you know, could not care less. I am very happy to die with my soul intact.
Charlie Kirk died supporting Trump's agenda. And now Trump's spitting on everything Kirk believed about America first, betraying Tucker, Megyn Kelly, and your most loyal voices for Netanyahu's war wishes shows how completely he's abandoned his own movement.
Said Pope Leo is weak on crime. Like, this is not a tweet. We're not talking about Hillary Clinton, okay? He's talking about the Pope. He's not running against the Pope. Pope Leo is weak on crime, terrible for foreign policy. He talks about fear of the Trump administration, but doesn't mention the fear that the Catholic Church and all other Christian organizations had during COVID. What? When they were arresting priests, ministers, and everybody else. Why would he talk about that?
Trump's calling the Pope weak on crime, like he's running Chicago, then pivots to COVID restrictions from 2021. Completely irrelevant deflection. The Pope criticized his Iran war plans, not his pandemic response. Classic narcissistic inability to stay on topic.
I like his brother Louis much better than I like him. Oh, okay. Because Louis is all MAGA. He gets it, and Leo doesn't. I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon for the last 25 years, according to Bibi Netanyahu. I don't want a pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela, a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs into the United States, and even worse, emptying their prisons, including murderers, drug dealers, and killers into our country.
Trump wants religious leaders who are MAGA loyalists first, Christians second. That's exactly backwards. Also, Venezuela isn't emptying prisons into America. That's a complete fabrication. He's literally making up countries to justify more wars while demanding papal loyalty.
He wasn't on any list to be pope and was only put there by the church because he was an American, and they thought that that would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican.
Papal conclaves involve centuries of theology, prayer, and deliberation by 120-plus cardinals worldwide. The idea that they chose Pope Francis in 2013 because they were worried about a future Trump presidency is clinically delusional narcissism.
I'm not here to pretend that I'm a theologian, that I've been Catholic for a long time, but is that what goes on at conclave? Do the cardinals arrive and they go, oh, well, we were going to do our thing, but what really matters is Trump's president, and we want to make sure that we can deal with Trump. So we're just going to make somebody from Chicago. That feels like the right thing because he's got a Trump Tower in Chicago. Is that what he thinks happened? That he had all of these cardinals arrive, and this was the discussion as people waited for white smoke outside, that is what was happening on the inside? You cannot be that narcissistic.
This is textbook narcissistic personality disorder. Believing world events revolve around you personally. Cardinals spending days in prayer, then white smoke appears, and Trump thinks it was about him getting a compliant pope. That's genuinely disturbed thinking.
I think that's what Laura Loomer said to him. I think that is, she texted him and she's telling the truth, and she's like, he wouldn't even be pope if it wasn't for you. She's been very borderline lately. She's feels like she should probably be put on another hold, but she's still out there tweeting crazy things. And I feel like that's what Paula White said to him, in a couple of her blasphemous prayers of she's like, the Catholic Church should thank you for Pope Leo the 14th. What?
Laura Loomer and Paula White are feeding Trump's Messiah complex, telling him he controls papal selection and comparing him to Jesus. Classic enablers surrounding a narcissist, reinforcing delusions instead of providing reality checks.
And I'm making fun of it, but I want to be clear that he is truly, and I do not say this to be extra, I do not say this to be performative, he is truly under demonic influence.
When someone who supported you for years start using demonic influence language, that's not political theater. That's a former ally saying you've crossed fundamental moral lines that no Christian can ignore. This is spiritual assessment, not campaign rhetoric.
Everybody, every Catholic bishop, every Catholic cardinal, but Catholics in general, you can't support Trump. You cannot support Trump in this moment. And I have to say, His Holiness was very precise in how he responded to the attacks.
Calling for Catholics to abandon Trump breaks the entire religious conservative coalition that elected him twice. When you lose the Pope, evangelical leaders, and now prominent Catholic voices, you've destroyed your own base for Netanyahu's foreign policy.
He's literally trying to stop crime because what you are doing in the Middle East is criminal. Everybody is telling you that. You've lost a large portion of your base. You have lost Maha. You've lost Megyn Kelly. You've lost B. You've lost Alex Jones. You've lost, and that's just in terms of the commentariat, if you will. And you refuse to see reality. You just refuse to see reality.
Losing Tucker Carlson means losing populist conservatives. Megyn Kelly means losing suburban women. Alex Jones means losing conspiracy theorists. When you're hemorrhaging supporters across every faction of your coalition, the problem isn't them, it's you.
And of course, he then dropped a picture of himself as Jesus Christ on top of that and got even backlash from the Protestants who said this is completely inappropriate. And his response, this is the image, by the way, if you have not seen it, obviously, healing the sick. And his response to dropping that was that he didn't realize that that was supposed to be Jesus, and that he thought that the AI image was suggesting that he is a healer and a doctor, because he is a doctor in his own mind. So that's his excuse for just continuing to be so disrespectful to Christians.
The Jesus healing image was obviously blasphemous to any Christian. Trump's excuse that he thought it meant he was a doctor is absurd. He has zero medical training. It's insulting to claim you didn't recognize the most famous religious iconography in history.
So that's why he posted it, because obviously he was what year was that, Ashley, that he was a doctor, Skylar? I'm sorry, I just need to produce a note. Can we ask Charlie GPT? Okay, when did he, where it's not coming up for us that Trump was ever a doctor. So I don't know why he would feel that the image was relating to him as a doctor for Red Cross healing the sick.
Even Trump's own damage control falls apart under 5 seconds of fact-checking. He's never been a doctor, never had medical training, yet claims he thought the healing imagery was about his medical expertise. The excuse is worse than the original offense.
But that's the slop we're getting. It's been a sloppy year, my friends. It's been a fetty sloppy year. And so we're just going to keep getting it.
This represents a complete moral realignment. Former Trump supporters are now using religious language to oppose him, calling his influence demonic. When your own allies start speaking about you like this, you've lost far more than political support.